There's this new show. It's called... The NWF presents Championship Wrestling.
Howdy, partners. Welcome once again to the National Wrestling Federation. We're giving you wrestling with a Cajun flavor. That's right from the state of Louisiana. And I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. Rockin' Rick Mocklin and myself have a show for you today. Rockin' Rick, tell us about it.
Okay, Terry, the National Wrestling Federation is fast becoming the top organization in all of professional wrestling. Talent, and I mean talent, is what makes an organization, and the NWF has talent. Tonight, we'll see Tim Horner, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Paul Orndorff, the Rock and Roll Express, and I even hear we may hear Buck Robley. The Colonel is here, and you know what? It's an honor for me to work with a guy like you, one of the most recognizable voices and faces in all of professional wrestling.
Hey, one thing I want to say is we're going to have tag team action. One fall, 30 minutes. It's going to be Paul Orndorff and Chris Adams going up against Bob Orton and P.T. Ron Powers, managed by Late Night Jim Cornette. And let's head for the ring right now with T. Ben Boudreaux. Yow!
Ladies and gentlemen, this first match is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit sanctioned by the National Wrestling Federation. In this corner, from Berlin, weighing 254 pounds, Khris, Germany. His opponent tonight, weighing in at 222 pounds, from Morristown, Tennessee, White Lightning, Tim Horner.
Well, the announcer is out of the ring, and we're about ready to ring this bell. Hey, was that the bell, or was that Colonel Buck Robley's head?
No, that was the bell. Tuxedo Terry Funk, our first match tonight, White Lightning, Tim Horner, and Khris, Germany. Well, not too much about either one of these guys.
Nice takedown by him right there. Horner slipped in behind him, took him down to the mat. Tim Horner's a great wrestler. Really is. Fine competitor, and nice reversal from a headlock to a hammerlock. Switches him around, mirrors him over, goes in for a quick cover. Did you notice how he cradled that leg in? It gives you a little bit more of an advantage. And if you do have a possibility of keeping those shoulders down, you can.
Gives him a little leverage on a takedown. These two guys look like they have a lot of ability. Khris, Germany is a little bit bigger of the two, but White Lightning looks pretty quick.
Pushing into an overhead wrist lock right there. Let's see if he can continue to keep this advantage.
This is a test of strength between these two guys. White Lightning bringing it back.
Right back into a headlock. Mirrors him over to the side. Close into a pin again. Hey, we've got Greg Hammer Valentine coming up here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I haven't seen the Hammer in a long time. He'll be taking on Scott Cabe in the second match. And also the Killer Bee is here. Brian Blair is here to take on...
Brian Blair. Nice tackle by Horner off that rope. A drop down by Germany. Germany goes for a hip lock, but Horner reverses it. Oh, hey! You know, why do they call him, you know, bee? What kind of a bee is it? Is it a bumblebee, or is it a, what other kinds of bees are there?
I don't know. I think it might have something to do with the type of outfit he wears. He's got that striped outfit, black and gold.
Maybe the spelling bee. Maybe he won the spelling bee when he did it.
Maybe so.
Horner goes back to that mare again.
Kick out by Germany.
Another mare. Cradles that leg.
Only a 2 count by White Lightning. Another nice takedown by White Lightning. Germany's shoulders can't stay to the ground.
Now again, I want to make one mention of something. There's a 2 count there by Rockhead Johnson, our referee. You know, I wanted to make mention of something. This is a one-fall 10-minute match. We was talking about so many matches that we have here because it's to speed up the action. But after what happened last week in that tag team action, in that match between Orndorff and Orton and Powers and Adams, well, we've got the 4 of them in tag team action, but not only in a 10-minute match, but a 30-minute match.
30-minute match, and I tell you what, I guarantee you, Tuxedo, we'll see 30 minutes of action if it goes that long. There will be continuous action in the ring. Well, it looks to me like White Lightning might be in control of this match just a little bit. He's doing most of the takedowns in here. But Chris Germany, as I mentioned earlier, he's a big guy. He's a little bit bigger than White Lightning. Now, was that a legal blow?
That was not a legal blow. That kick was perfectly legal.
Chris Germany with a shot to the side of White Lightning's head. He's going to take him out to the center of the ring. Try to get the full force of it.
5 minutes going by.
White Lightning is right above us right here. And he's oh, there's a good shot to the jaw by White Lightning.
Oh, another shot.
One. A rake to the eyes by Germany.
Kneeing him repeatedly to that body right there. Shoots him off into the rope. Horner catches him fast. This looks like a DDT. That was a snap suplex right there.
That was a good one, too.
Beautiful maneuver on his part. Flying elbow. There's about 4 minutes remaining.
Body slam by White Lightning Tim Horner.
The pace hadn't slowed in this match, has it?
It hasn't, Tuxedo. Here's a reversal.
Whoa. Paddle kind of run up, which he made famous. This looks like it back into a bridge. There's that 3 count right there.
There's the count. White Lightning Tim Horner wins the first match of the night, and we've got the replay coming up right now with White Lightning Tim Horner. This match was a tough one right from the start of the first bell. Here's the replay off the ropes.
There you see that. There you see that pedal kind of roll up into a reversal, into a bridge, and a 3 count. And I'll tell you what, we'll be back with the National Wrestling Federation right after this news.
Wrestling returns to the New Orleans area on Monday, June the 8th. The National Wrestling Federation presents the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special at the Pontchartrain Center, bell time 7:30. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster outlets or by calling 468-6671. An all-star card on Monday, June the 8th at the Pontchartrain Center, the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special. Bell time 7:30. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or by calling 468-6671.
Ray Brandt Dodge, Louisiana's #1 Dodge dealer, is celebrating its 3rd anniversary by giving you the lowest prices of the year. Celebrate with America's #1 selling minivan, the Dodge Caravan, and pay only $11,995 at Ray Brandt Dodge. Travel in style in a fully loaded Dodge conversion van for only $14,995, or choose a luxurious and roomy Dodge Dynasty for only $11,995 from Ray Brandt Dodge. Come out and make your best deal of the year this week during Ray Brandt Dodge's 3rd anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
With all the problems in the insurance industry these days, it's hard to know who to trust. Fayard Insurance has been serving the New Orleans area with affordable, dependable automobile insurance for over 10 years. And now with the new Fayard Insurance location on Clearview, it's easier than ever before to get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Call Fayard Insurance for a free quote. On the East Bank, call 456-6055. On the West Bank, call 366-1474. Let Fayard Insurance tailor an insurance policy for you. Fayard Insurance.
Ray Brandt Dodge, Louisiana's #1 Dodge dealer, is celebrating its 3rd anniversary by giving you the lowest prices of the year. Celebrate with America's #1 selling minivan, the Dodge Caravan, and pay only $11,995 at Ray Brandt Dodge. Travel in style in a fully loaded Dodge conversion van for only $14,995, or choose a luxurious and roomy Dodge Dynasty for only $11,995 from Ray Brandt Dodge. Come out and make your best deal of the year this week during Ray Brandt Dodge's 3rd anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Gentlemen, our second match tonight is for 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. Your referee, Lolly Dude. Introducing in this corner, weighing in at 275 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Scott Cabe. His opponent now approaching the ring. weighing in at 250 pounds, from Seattle, Washington, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Straight from a wrestling family, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and believe me, he has a reputation to live up to with his father, John Valentine, but he hasn't let a soul down in this world today. You talk about somebody that's strong, aggressive, knows what he's doing in the ring, and can deliver some punishment.
250 pounds, the Hammer is, but he's taking on a guy 275 pounds. But I think experience might come into play here. I'd have to think the Hammer is going to be the tougher of the two.
Hammer handled that 275 pounds then with an arm drag right back up on his feet, back to that arm. Now this comes from experience, and it also comes from his father. His father used to work on that arm. He used to love to work on the arm, and you'll find Greg the Hammer Valentine is the same way. And we talked about it last week, picking out a portion of the body and working on it. Greg does that.
That's right, he does that. He's big enough to do it. This guy's 275 pounds, Scott Cabe is. He's picking apart, he's going to break him down. He's working on the arm, and he's doing a real good job of it right now. Knee drop to the arm. Cabe is in pain right now.
Lollipop moving around like he usually does in every wrestling ring, and every time that we've seen him referee, he's moving around at a high rate of speed, isn't he?
Yeah. You know, and one thing about the Hammer, too, the Hammer, as soon as the bell sounds, he puts the momentum in his favor, and when he has the momentum in his favor, that's when he gets real nasty.
That's a great point you're making right there. Another thing, too, is watch Valentine when he pushes you into the rope. He'll lay that weight against you, and watch out for this chop. No, he caught him with a couple of shoulders, but I'll tell you what, look out.
Oh, I heard that one from right here. That was a solid
Here comes
shot.
another one. Oh, my gosh. And here comes the third one. Is there any doubt of who's in control of this match right now?
I don't believe, Tuxedo Terry. The Hammer is in complete control of it right now.
Double arm suplex. Let's see if he can get 275 pounds up in the air and over. He did.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You know, he's not only working on one part, he's working on a bunch.
I thought the Hammer might have a pin in right there.
I think he might have let him up. I think he wants
he pulled him up.
Yeah, I think so.
He's not ready to be... Oh!
Greg the Hammer, he is one tough-looking dude. You know, he doesn't smile very often, so when he gets in a ring, he's all business. And I think when he comes in here, he's got one thing in mind. Let's get the job over with. Let's inflict as much pain as we can. Let's get the pin, get the match over.
Let's dominate a match.
Yes,
and that's
you're
exactly what Greg the Hammer does. Uh-oh, here comes a figure four leg lock. Let's see if he steps in there for it. It's what his father used. It's what he used. It's what the Valentines have made famous. Here it comes. Here it comes. He's going to put that figure four leg lock. No. He's going to punish him.
Elbow drop. He's going to try and make this punishment go a little bit longer.
I think he enjoys his job tonight. This is it right here. This is it. One of the most devastating holds in wrestling.
I don't think he's going to let him go. I think he's going to still keep him in. Lollipop is trying to let him release the hold, but Scott Cabe is in serious pain right now.
I wonder if whenever he hugs his wife at night, if he just hangs on to her and hangs on to her, or if he lets her go after her.
I don't know. But I tell you what, it's obvious that Scott Cabe is in a lot of pain right now. Greg the Hammer Valentine is the winner. Scott Cabe, well, he's in some trouble right now.
I'll tell you, I want to take a look at that replay, and I'll try to explain to you people a little about where the pressure goes on whenever you put a figure four leg lock on an individual. It puts the pressure on the knee, and if you'll watch this right here, he'll shove one leg. He'll take that right leg or that right ankle, shove it all the way over the top of that knee, and whenever he sets down into it, it just increases that pressure, and whenever he scissors that leg, and it's called a figure 4 right there from the positions of his leg, because it makes like a 4. And I'll tell you one thing right now, let's take a break, and we'll be back in a minute. Yeah, all right.
Wrestling returns to the New Orleans area on Monday night, June the 8th at the Pontchartrain Center, the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special. Bell time is at 7:30. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations or by calling 468-6671. The NWF, as always, promises a star-studded card. And with me right now, two of the big stars of the NWF, Hacksaw Butch Reed and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
And you know one thing? They couldn't name it a better name than the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special. Out there on Pontchartrain Lake, NWF is moving up in the world, got a future. And that's what Butch Reed and Paul Orndorff is here to do. We're here to do some slamming and some jamming. So on June 8th, I'm geared up. You people got to get geared up, get out there and support your favorite wrestler because we will certainly be there.
You know something, the NWF, the reason why the NWF is so unique is because we do what the marquee says, and that's wrestle. So, you know, what was that date again? What?
June the 8th.
June the 8th. Brand new building, the Pontchartrain Center. You know, it's big, it's beautiful, it's brand new, the new seating, air conditioning. It's going to be a great place to have wrestling matches. And the slamming, jamming, the Cajun slamming, jamming. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to stepping in the ring with the likes of maybe a Buddy Landel or Bob Orton. They got this new guy, the Night Stalker, 6'8", 325 pounds. You got Ron Powers. I mean, Eli, the Eliminator, you know, he ain't got both oars in the water neither. So you got a lot of talent here. You got Greg Valentine, Butch Reed, myself. You know, it just goes on and on and on. And that's why the best wrestling, the best wrestlers in the world are coming here, because it's a competition. And let's face it, that's what we don't really need the money. What we like is the competition of the business.
It's all coming up on Monday night, June the 8th at the Pontchartrain Center. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next match is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Your referee, Rocky Johnson. Introducing in this corner from San Antone, Texas, weighing 228 pounds, Dusty Wolfe. His opponent now approaching the ring from Tampa, Florida, weighing 235 pounds, B. Brian Blair, the Killer.
Tuxedo Terry Funk, you wanted to know why they called him the Killer Bee? Look at the clothes, the black and gold.
Well, he is a killer bee. I didn't know if he was a bumblebee, a stinging bee, or a spelling bee, or whatever kind of a bee he is, or a BB. He might be a BB, you know. That could be too. If he doesn't look too smart tonight, he might be one of them BB brains.
This is the first time we've seen Brian Blair, the Killer Bee, with the NWF. We did see Dusty Wolfe on a couple of occasions. He's a pretty tough competitor.
Beautiful fireman's carriage right there. Nice amateur move by Brian Blair. Dusty Wolfe shoves him off into the rope. Tackled by Brian Blair. Dropped down by Wolfe. Blair coming off the other rope. Nice drop
down, yeah. And the Killer Bee is quickly on top of Dusty Wolfe. A lot of pressure on that arm behind his back.
Hey, we're fixing to come up with that one fall 30-minute match whenever we've got Bob Orton Jr. and primetime Ron Powers, managed by late night Jim Cornette, going up against Paul Orndorff and Chris Adams. That's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, this is
you talk about a wild match. Is that going to be wild or not?
There's going to be a lot of action probably from the time the first bell rings. It'll be tough.
You know, I can't trust that Cornette. I can't believe him. I can't believe one thing he says. In fact, if he swore to me that he was telling a lie, I still wouldn't believe him.
Yeah, it always seems to be that Jim Cornette always, I don't know, he always seems to interfere at some time in a match.
If it's to his advantage.
Yeah. And a lot of action going on in the ring right now.
Leapfrog in the hip lock and an arm drag by Brian Blair.
And look how he uses that knee to his advantage on Dusty Wolfe's head. Just a little pressure just to keep him down, just to get get himself together.
Brought that knee into the back of that elbow. Very punishing maneuver right there. Back into a wrist lock, hanging on to it. But Dusty Wolfe, he's game. Shoves him back into the ropes. Drops down again. Let's see what Blair does this time. Whoa.
Take him out of the ring.
Nice maneuver by Wolfe.
He's going to give himself some time to kind of recoup a little bit. That was a smart move. He takes him out of the ring, a little time to recuperate, get himself together. You can see his arm was hurting him a little bit. Brian Blair taking a little time to get into the ring. He's a little shaken up right now, but this does give Dusty Wolfe that time to recoup his powers, and he'll try and take it to Brian Blair right now.
Heavy forearm right there. Wolfe is on him right now. The referee's calling for a break, but if you'll notice, he'll just back off just enough to break that count, come back in on him again. And old Rockhead Johnson seems to be going along with it right at this particular time. He's cautioning.
Yeah. Dusty Wolfe was working on Brian Blair's spine for a little bit, but he's keeping him out of the ring. He's going to take him back in or try to. No. That was a serious move right there. Brian Blair is in a little distress.
Dusty Wolfe might pull an upset. Brian Blair is in trouble right now, and I'll tell you, it shows you how fast things can change in professional wrestling. He caught Blair and caught him off guard, threw him out that rope, and got him on the floor, and the tables turned that quick.
Yeah. You notice how Dusty Wolfe using the ropes to his advantage. Most of his moves using the ropes to his advantage. The kind of switch the momentum. Takes him to the turnbuckle. Now, Rocky Johnson's trying to get him to break the hold, but...
Heavy right hand in there on Blair. Another heavy right. 5 minutes there by Dusty Wolfe. 5 minutes are gone in this match right now, and Wolfe has the advantage.
So far, we've been very lucky. We've seen a lot of action. The first 3 matches filled with action from start to finish. These guys no different than the previous 2 matches of the day. Body slam, yeah.
Well, what do you expect when you're watching a National Wrestling Federation with Rockin' Rick and old Tuxedo Terry?
Yeah, you're right. Well, Brian Blair kind of dodged the bullet right there. He kind of moved just at the right time when Dusty Wolfe went head first to the mat. Ooh, shot to the midsection by the Killer Bee.
He ducked it. Atomic drop. Look out. Oh, there with the clothesline. Brian Blair's ready for him now.
He's getting psyched right now as he's going to take it to Dusty Wolfe. Into the turnbuckle.
Picks him up for a slam.
Slam. And Brian the Killer Bee is going to go up to the second rope. Double axe handle. And we got another.
All right, there it is. That's a Cobra twist right there.
I was wondering what that is. Dusty Wolfe gives it up. Well, Brian Blair came back to take out Dusty Wolfe. What you call that, the Cobra?
That's a Cobra twist, and again, that's another leg hold. We've seen 2 finishing holds here today on the National Wrestling Federation that are really devastating holds. Once you get into them, you can't get out of it.
We'll take a look at it right here. Brian Blair comes back, and he puts him in the Cobra twist. That's a new one I've just learned tonight. The figure 4 leg lock, we've seen it. The Cobra twist, and as he swings him over, Rocky Johnson's right there. Dusty Wolfe, he gives it up. He said, I've had enough.
All he can do is wiggle his ears.
I've had enough. I don't want no more. But guess what? We'll be back with might be the match of the night. 1 fall, 30 minutes, tag team action. It's coming back with the National Wrestling Federation.
Ray Brandt Dodge, Louisiana's #1 Dodge dealer, is celebrating its 3rd anniversary by giving you the lowest prices of the year. Celebrate with America's #1 selling minivan, the Dodge Caravan, and pay only $11,995 at Ray Brandt Dodge. Travel in style in a fully loaded Dodge conversion van for only $14,995, or choose a luxurious and roomy Dodge Dynasty for only $11,995 from Ray Brandt Dodge. Come out and make your best fuel of the year this week during Ray Brandt Dodge's 3rd anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Wrestling returns to the New Orleans area Monday night, June the 8th at the Pontchartrain Center. The NWF presents the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special. Bell time 7:30. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations or by calling 468-6671. The card isn't signed as of yet, but 2 of the stars of the NWF were here with me today. Hotshot Joey Maggs and the Wild Thing Stevie Ray. Hotshot, what about this card coming up on Monday night, June the 8th?
You know, the hottest thing going on in professional wrestling right now is the NWF, the National Wrestling Federation. Anybody who's anybody in this sport is right here. And on June 8th at the Pontchartrain Center, you people are going to be treated to a great night of wrestling action. Anytime you see this banner up on the marquee, be sure not to miss it.
Okay, also joining me, and the name is appropriate, the Wild Thing, Stevie Ray.
You know, you got hot and wild, wild and hot. You're talking about the NWF, the best thing that's going on, and you're also talking about June 8th, a big card. Look at it. We're going to be there hot and wild, looking juicy. Come on, baby. Come on down.
Ray Brandt Dodge, Louisiana's #1 Dodge dealer, is celebrating its 3rd anniversary by giving you the lowest prices of the year. Celebrate with America's #1 selling minivan, the Dodge Caravan, and pay only $11,995 at Ray Brandt Dodge. Travel in style in a fully loaded Dodge conversion van for only $14,995, or choose a luxurious and roomy Dodge Dynasty for only $11,995 from Ray Brandt Dodge. Come out and make your best fuel of the year this week during Ray Brandt Dodge's 3rd anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next event
is none of your business. Listen up, rednecks, swamp dwellers, and all you other various forms of genetic deficiency, because I am ready to now introduce the greatest tag team combination ever to step foot in this area. I'm talking about none other than the man from Kansas City. He's 250 pounds, the Cowboy himself, Bob Orton Jr. And his partner, 270 pounds, from Kansas City, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, prime time Ron Powers.
Their manager tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Cornette. And 55 pounds, the gentleman Chris Adams. His tag team partner tonight from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 266 pounds, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. 1 fall, 30-minute time limit.
This is it. I'm telling you, this is going to be action all the way through. I'll tell you what, I'm looking for it to start anytime. You've got Cornette out there. You've got primetime Ron Powers. You've got Bob Orton. You've got Orndorff. And you've got Chris Adams. And I'll tell you what, and look who you got for a referee. You got the lollipop.
You know, Tuxedo Terry, I've seen you excited for a lot of matches, but I don't think I've ever seen you as excited about this one. Your good buddy, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, Chris Adams. This is gonna be a war.
See, I'm watching this right now. Both these men, what a quick maneuver there by Adams.
Non-stop action. We'll see it, I promise you. We'll see it.
You bet we will. You bet we will. I'll tell you what, there's Cornette.
Now, what's going on tonight? There's that guy again. The honky-tonk man or somebody. I don't know who he is. He looks like the honky-tonk man.
He is the biggest idiot that I've ever met.
I don't know.
Cornette can't even stand him. That's what a moron he is.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Getting back to the action in the ring, you watch this. Watch this, Orton. Watch him move. Watch him maneuver. Both these guys are experienced wrestlers. You notice that neither one of them are going to let the other one force him into his corner. So therefore, they're backed into the neutral corner. Very smart on both their parts. And the only thing that only common viewpoint that both of these guys have is that they both absolutely dislike and despise each other. That's the only thing they've got in common.
That's what's going to make it
And the same thing goes for Mr. Wonderful and P.T. Powers.
Yeah.
Oh, nice maneuver. Reversal right back by Orton, right into an armbar. Quick tag. See, right up on the top.
There goes Mr. Wonderful from the top rope. High-risk maneuver. Oh. They're going to work on Bob Orton right now. Mr. Wonderful is in the ring, and he is ready to rock and roll.
See, a little bit of that risk was taken out, though, because Chris Adams was hanging onto that arm, and he couldn't go anywhere, and that gave Orndorff the ability to come off that top rope and not have to worry about it too much, and that's why he got such elevation on that maneuver.
Paul Orndorff working on Cowboy Bob Orton. Right now, Ron Powers is Orton's teammate. We've yet to see primetime Ron Powers tonight. We have seen Chris Adams, Paul Orndorff in the ring right now. Putting a little pressure on Bob Orton's arm. He's working on him in an arm bar.
We talked about what great wrestling shape they were in last week. Ooh, heavy tackle.
These guys are big guys.
Nearly knocked Orton out all the way to the floor there. Orton's getting up slowly right now.
Just look at the determination in Orndorff's eyes. I mean, he looks like he is ready for some serious wrestling.
He sure does. He's got a face on him. I mean, he's got a scowl. I've never seen one like a reversal to a hammerlock. Beautiful leg trip by Orndorff. Pops back up on that arm again.
Working on the same body part. Working on the arm. You know, we've talked about tag team action before. The secret, the whole point of it is teamwork. And if they don't work together, then they've got problems. This crew right here, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, Chris Adams, they've worked together before. They're very good at it. Look what I'm talking about. Right to the ring. Adams going to the top rope.
Again, you see Orndorff hanging on to secure that position to give Adams the ability to come off the top rope. They just kind of traded positions that time. Still working on that arm on Orton, and there you see that wrist lock or arm bar right there. Variation of a Japanese arm bar. Orton trying to push him back in that rope, trying to get over there close enough that corner to make that tag.
All the action's been in the center of the ring or towards the side of Orndorff and Chris Adams. They've been in command. They've taken charge of it from the very beginning. The momentum is in their favor right now. They're going to try to keep it that way. Chris Adams, boy, it's a pleasure to watch a guy like him work.
Where'd the goof go?
I don't know. You talking about Cornette? He's still here. I don't know about the other one.
That's one of the goofs in there.
We've got to find out who that guy is. We've got to find out what his name is. It kind of reminds me of somebody, a dead entertainer.
I'm not so sure he is. I think that you'd get an argument about that. Oh.
Tag made by Chris Adams. Paul Orndorff is the legal man in the ring right now. Bob Orton, I tell you what, they've been working on him since the start, the first bell. He can't even get close to Ron Powers to get the prime time in so he can take a break. Cornette's trying to coach him a little bit.
Powers stretching off for all he's worth. Still can't make the tag, about 2 to 3 inches away. I know that Bobby would have liked to have made that tag and gotten out of that ring and got a little bit of a rest. But they're not letting up. They're staying on that arm. Orton shoots him off. Oh, big drop kick. Big drop kick.
And look when Orndorff comes back with another one.
Back into an arm drag.
It looked like maybe Bob Orton was going to try to change it around a little bit, take control a little bit. A flying drop kick, that was it. Mr. Wonderful came right back to take control again. He has got to get to the ring to make the tag with primetime Ron Powers. And you know what, Tuxedo? I've seen Bob Orton where he gets very nasty also. So if he can change it around, he'll be tough.
You know what, Rock and Rick?
What's that, Tuxedo?
Cornette looks like he just ate a sour grape.
I love his color combinations. He has red pants on. Or pink. The tag's been made. But guess what? They take it right to primetime Ron Powers. They're working on the same body part, too. Went right back to the arm again.
One thing about it, you know, Prime Time didn't intimidate him with that size of his. I'll swear that he's about 270 to 280.
He's a big guy.
Very big wrestler. You know, there's two wrestlers on here that remind me of the late Bruiser Brody. One is Prime Time Ron Powers, and the other one is Eli the Eliminator. Sometime I'd like to see them two go against each other. He's got a couple of wild boys.
Yeah, no
But I'll tell you what. I'll swear to you right now, this match is not going to end up this way. I don't believe it is, because I'll tell you what, first time Orton tries to come in there whenever he's not allowed to, it's going to break loose. I'll bet you money it does. You want to lay a bet on it? I bet you a quarter. I win all the bets.
You do win all the bets, but you win them no matter what. But, well, you think we'll see all four wrestlers in the ring at one time? Pretty good possibility. We might even see the guy with the racket in the ring. And I'm talking about Jim Cornette.
You know, when he got Cornette out there, he should actually call it a 4.5-man tag team, because he always sticks his nose in it. And I wouldn't give him the credit of being called a fool man, would you? There goes a reversal. There goes the turnbuckle. Oh, Orndorff moved out of the way. Powers caught that shoulder in there, drops the elbow to it. Right back onto that arm, makes that quick tag.
They're going to work together. Teamwork, that's what I'm talking about. Another example of teamwork between Chris Adams and Mr. Wonderful.
Lollipop's keeping pretty good control of this match. I didn't think the man would stand a chance with these four men. To be serious with you, I didn't think he'd stand a chance of keeping control, but he's doing a pretty good job.
So far, it really hasn't gotten out of hand as of yet. Orton's getting a little impatient. He wants to get back into the ring.
Powers picked him up for a slam then, but Chris hang right onto that arm.
You know, Chris is a big guy, and I've heard you mention the term wrestling fit. And if you look at Chris Adams and Paul Orndorff, they're very fit individuals. They look in tip-top shape. Knee drop.
Great shape, aren't they?
Yes,
well,
they
look
are.
at Prime Time Ron Powers. Look at Bob Orton. I'm telling you something, National Wrestling Federation has got a bunch of great wrestlers in it. It's wrestling action, kind of action we want here in Louisiana. Oh, nice kick. Drops in there. You see how fast he got on top of it? 2, 3.
Kick out.
Got a 3 count.
Got a 2 count. Prime Time was able to kick him out. Tag made by Paul Orndorff.
Jim Cornette. He looks like he just smelled a booger over there, doesn't he? Cinching up on that hammerlock right now. See, they're keeping him in there tighter. They had Orton in there, and they were hanging onto that arm bar, but they're hanging in there on a tighter maneuver right now from that hammerlock, because it just shortens the extension of your arm. Whenever you got him in there that close, it's harder for him to make the tag.
Body slam by Prime Time Ron Powers. But you know, again, I keep bringing this up, but look where all the action's taking place. From the middle of the ring to the corner of Paul Orndorff and Chris Adams. They're not giving the man in the ring a chance to even get close to make a tag.
It's a great strategy on their part, and there's a great strategy on Cornette's part.
Yeah.
Prime Time shoves him off, and Orton caught him in the back. A slick maneuver, a very slick maneuver.
Now, Orton
very sharp. Oh, look out. They're doubling up on him right now. They're going to double up on him. Doubling up on him right now.
Now, Lollipop's trying to keep Paul Orndorff out of the ring while they're both
turn around, Lollipop, you moron.
Paul Orndorff is trying to get him to turn around.
Turn around.
Chris Adams is in trouble right now. Bob Orton hit him with about 3 or 4 right hands. Elbow drop.
Elbow drop to the throat that time.
That's a tough move. That looked like a forearm drop.
I'll tell you what. Lollipop took his eyes off of him for just 1 second. Did you see how Orton dropped the point of that elbow across the throat? That's legal right there. Doubling up. Look out right now. Here comes Orton. I'll guarantee you that he's going to get illegal right there. And sure enough, he is. He's got that leg across his throat right now. Shoving Adams into a terrible position, isn't he?
Chris Adams is in trouble right now. Now he's got to get over here to get Orndorff into the ring so he can take a little bit of a break and cut over the coupe. But Bob Orton is working on him nonstop.
He's also making sure that he gets out of there on time for that count. If you notice that. Here comes a maneuver by Orton. Slingshot maneuver. Boom! Oh, right across the throat right there. I'll tell you what, after working on that neck, that really snaps that neck right there.
He's using the ropes to his advantage. He's using every possible maneuver that he can to take advantage. And take a look at Chris Adams. He is in pain. He's in trouble right now. Bob Orton drops him out of the ring. And Ron Powers, he's going to take care of him.
Oh!
Drops him onto the barricade.
Drops his throat right across there again. They are working on his neck. I don't know if he can come back in the ring or even make a 20 count right now. After all the punishment he's taken.
Now, Lollipop is trying to get... Now, Lollipop's back in the ring. Now, who's the legal man in the ring for the Powers-Orton combination? Is it? I guess it's prime time because he's in the ring.
I guess it is. I guess it's prime time. All I know is the man that's having trouble even entering into the ring is Chris Adams. Orton's back on top of him again.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'll tell you what, Lollipop ought to stop this thing right now. Orton's throwing him back into the ring.
You know, we even made a comment a little while ago. Lollipop was doing such a good job of keeping Orton. Now, I ain't even sure who's supposed to be in the ring for the Orton prime time combination. But here comes Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, there comes a bunch of rights. Another right, another right. He keeps on going with those rights. Drives both of their heads together. Orton's out of the ring. Prime time's on the floor. Orndorff is on top of him. Look out. What's going to happen now? Drives him into that turnbuckle. Orndorff is on top of him. Staying on top of him. Throws him off into the ropes. A reversal on his part. Here goes a leapfrog by Primetime. The big boot to the face. The bruiser boot.
Mr. Wonderful is down right now. Chris Adams trying to recoup a little bit. And we've got Cornette roaming around the ring right now. He looks a little happier. Looks like he's a little happy about his guys being in some type of control.
Whoa, look out, look out. Here comes the power driver. This is it. This is it. Power drives him right into the mat. This is going to be it. 1, 2. Oh, Orton made the save. Drops in on top of him again.
All breakfast is down in the ring right now. Bob Orton came in. Time Ron Powers. Lollipop is trying to restrain Bob Orton right now.
Both men are down on the mat, and people are chanting, go. Go, Paul, go. Go, Paul, go. And he's got a long way to go. Chris Adams is asking for the tag. He can't quite seem to get his bearings straight. He doesn't know which way to go.
Neither wrestler can get their bearings straight right now. Cornette is screaming. Look, he's screaming for his man. Orndorff is coming to the corner.
Here he comes. He's coming. He made the tag. Look out. Oh, the butt kick. The butt kick to the chin. Orton's in the ring. Referee's pulling him out.
Now here comes Cornette.
Here comes Cornette. Hey, Orndorff's got it. Orndorff's got that thing right there. Cornette's running like hell.
And Orndorff is out of the ring after him.
Orndorff's got it. Orndorff's got it. He's on top of him. Hey, what is going on here? Oh.
Now, who is this?
Who is that? Well, that's that jerk. That moron. What a fool. He got a 3 count in. Primetime Ron Powers just beat Chris Adams in a match that jerk had a determining factor in it. Who is that guy?
I don't know.
Who is he?
I have no idea. But Cornette ran out of here with Orndorff after him.
The people are on their feet and they're hot. They're mad and I don't blame them. Let's take a look at it on the replay. We can see exactly what happened. There you see. There you see that weasel, that slime, that little perverted puke. And there you see Primetime going in for the cover. And it's 1 and 2 and 3. And Lollipop went ahead and called the fall. And that's it. We'll be back after this important message.
The Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special happens on Monday night, June the 8th at the Pontchartrain Center. Bell time 7:30. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations or by calling 468-6671. With me is promoter of the NWF, Colonel Buck Robley, and one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson.
You know, I'm looking forward to coming down here on June the 8th because, you know, you got a lot of good talent down here and a lot of good wrestlers. I heard the Nasty Boys out here told me how big and how bad they are. Let me tell you something, Eli. You are big, but let me tell you something. You can be had. And Brian Powers, he runs his mouth, too, so he's going to take care of business. Y'all guys, come on down there, baby. I can find me a party if it's got to be Butch Reed, Paul Orndorff, the Wild Thing, whoever's got to be. Y'all guys, come on down. Because I want to do one thing, looking for any competition there is.
Also joining me right now is the Colonel, a longtime fixture in professional wrestling. Colonel Buck Robley, will we ever see you back in the ring again?
You know, you might see me on that Slammin' Jammin' Special, Monday, June the 8th. You know, Rick, I really like to come out of retirement. You know, I'm not in retirement. All I am is actually a matchmaker for the NWF. I can give those licenses up, and I can get back into that ring and crank up that old loaded brace that I used to wear, put that old nasty yellow shirt on, and just smile. But, you know, on that June the 8th, I think Greg the Hammer Valentine's coming in. I've heard from the one-man gang. Tuxedo Terry Funk will be here with us. The Nightwalker, some big, impressive-looking young man. The people got a chance to see him last week at in New Orleans. Hercules Hernandez has made some inquiries about coming here. But it's all going to take place on Monday, June the 8th at Pontchartrain Center. New building, new wrestling fans, new everything, Robert. What do you think about everything being new in the Crescent City?
As long as it's new, I'm looking forward to coming down there and seeing everybody.
Okay, tickets are available at all Ticketmaster locations or by calling 468-6671. A whole lot of action at the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in this corner from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 235 pounds, Jimmy Rogers. His opponent is now making his way to the ring from Gary, Indiana, weighing 275 pounds, Eli, the Eliminator.
Well, this match has started fast and furious. Eli, the Eliminator, I think he has a little bit of a height and weight advantage over Jimmy Rogers, and he took it to him.
Oh!
Darn.
Just about made him do a 360. In fact, he'd have been better off with a 360 because he landed on the back of his head. Eli, the Eliminator, is just dominating this match, and I can understand why. He's a big, aggressive wrestler, and he has no pain threshold.
He does not. As we saw on a previous occasion when he just took a chair and smashed his own head. You know, you tried to talk to him previously. I can't see him getting beat in this match. I don't know, maybe so. But I'm going to try to talk to him after this and see if I can get anything out of him. But I tell you, he's not too cooperative a person. I don't know. Does he even have any family or anything that likes him?
I don't know either, but he certainly doesn't. Oh, boy, you see him just pure power. Picked him up, reversed him around into a forward pile driver. This has got to be it. 1, 2, and 3.
This is it.
What a powerful man.
Well, look, I'm going to try to talk to Eli, the Eliminator, while you take us through the replay.
Well, I'll sure do that. Rockin' Rick Mocklin, old Tuxedo Terry will tell you about it. Because I'll tell you what, here you see a pure power move. You see him reverse him. He's got him in that reversible atomic drop. Just drops him down on his head and his neck. Comes in there for the cover. Goes for the count. 1, 2, and 3. Here we are. Let's go to the interview.
Eli, wait. Shut up! Eli, wait, let me talk to you a second. Let me talk to you a second. What? Well, I just want to talk to you 1 second.
Shut up!
If I want to find out about smashing your head with a chair. No. All I want to do is talk to you. All I want to do is talk to you. All I want to do is talk to you. That's all. Look, I tell you what, I don't... Eli, look out, Terry, look out. I tell you what, Terry, I don't think we're going to get Eli to talk to us. I really don't think we're going to get Eli to talk to us.
I don't want to talk.
I don't want to talk to him either. I don't want to talk to him either. I tell you what, we'll be back with more NWF action right after this. Stay tuned.
With all the problems in the insurance industry these days, it's hard to know who to trust. Fayard Insurance has been serving the New Orleans area with affordable, dependable automobile insurance for over 10 years. And now with the new Fayard Insurance location on Clearview, it's easier than ever before to get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Call Fayard Insurance for a free quote. On the East Bank, call 456-6055. On the West Bank, call 366-1474. Let Fayard Insurance tailor an insurance policy for you. Fayard Insurance.
Ray Brandt Dodge, Louisiana's #1 Dodge dealer, is celebrating its 3rd anniversary by giving you the lowest prices of the year. Celebrate with America's #1 selling minivan, the Dodge Caravan, and pay only $11,995 at Ray Brandt Dodge. Travel in style in a fully loaded Dodge conversion van for only $14,995. Or choose a luxurious and roomy Dodge Dynasty for only $11,995 from Ray Brandt Dodge. Come out and make your best deal of the year this week during Ray Brandt Dodge's 3rd anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Wrestling returns to the New Orleans area on Monday, June the 8th. The National Wrestling Federation presents the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special at the Pontchartrain Center, bell time 7:30. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster outlets or by calling 468-6671. An all-star card on Monday, June the 8th at the Pontchartrain Center, the Cajun Slammin' Jammin' Special. Bell time 7:30. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or by calling 468-6671.
Ray Brandt Dodge, Louisiana's #1 Dodge dealer, is celebrating its 3rd anniversary by giving you the lowest prices of the year. Celebrate with America's #1 selling minivan, the Dodge Caravan, and pay only $11,995 at Ray Brandt Dodge. Travel in style in a fully loaded Dodge conversion van for only $14,995. Or choose a luxurious and roomy Dodge Dynasty for only $11,995 from Ray Brandt Dodge. Come out and make your best deal of the year this week during Ray Brandt Dodge's 3rd anniversary sale. Don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tag team match with a 10-minute time limit, 1 fall. Introducing in this corner from San Francisco, weighing 225 pounds, Cowboy Ed Robinson. His partner from Jacksonville, Florida, weighing in at 230 pounds, the Nature Boy, Buddy Landel. Hey! Introducing their opponents for tonight, making their way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, at a combined weight of 444 pounds, Buddy Holly and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, Tuxedo Terry, I could not help noticing that after the introduction was made, Nature Boy Buddy Landel came over here to talk to you, and he didn't have too many nice things to say.
Well, I certainly don't think too much of Nature Boy Buddy Landel. I'll tell you what, and his partner. You know, I'm from the Double Cross Ranch. I'm from Texas. I'm meaner than a rattlesnake, tougher than shoe leather, more dangerous than a hollow-eyed scorpion. And look what we got running around in that ring, claiming to be a cowboy, claiming to be a lover of rodeo. And I'll tell you what, he's getting bucked all over that ring right now.
He is, by the Rock and Roll Express. Two of the more exciting tag team combinations in the NWF. And Robert Gibson almost gets a pin. Cowboy Ed Robinson is in the ring right now. Nature Boy hasn't even made it into the ring as of yet.
Look at these
He doesn't want to go in. He does not want to go in.
Are these boys going to tag or are they going to kiss? That's what I would like to know.
Now he tags him.
But I'll tell you one thing, Landel, look at him. He'll beg off on you. I know this guy very well. He'll beg off on you, then he'll sneak in behind you, take advantage of you. I'll bet that Cowboy would like to sneak in behind you, take advantage of you, but I don't think he's a cowboy.
Well, I didn't say that. You did that, Tuxedo Tearing. Nature Boy gets kicked in the face by Robert Gibson. He popped up quick. Makes the tag. Bobby Holly comes in for the Rock and Roll Express. And the Nature Boy with a shot.
Oh, heavy shot, heavy right. Driving him into that turnbuckle, and he tags the, I'm certainly not going to call him a cowboy.
I'd like to know where he gets those shorts at a ballerina store.
Doesn't look like any Western wear I've ever seen.
Myself.
Snap mares Bobby Holly.
He misses the elbow drop. Bobby Holly gets out of the way for the elbow drop. He's going to go to the corner. He's going to go to the corner.
Reverse roll-up. This might be at a 2 count.
He got out of that some kind of way.
Got that front face lock on him, pulls him back over in that corner. Here you see great teamwork on this tag team.
That is correct.
Part.
We've said it time and time again. Tag team, teamwork. It all goes hand in hand.
Snap mare and reverse chin lock right there. Buddy Landel seems to be more concerned about his hair than his cowboy partner.
The Rock and Roll Express right now, they're in control of this one.
Quick tags. Right up on the top rope. Oh, look out, look out, look out. High-risk maneuver. Wow! Did you see that? This is it. This has got to be it. Landel tries to come into the ring. Didn't have the opportunity.
That was one heck of a move. I guess that's called a high-risk maneuver.
High risk. It's about as high as you can get, about 10 feet in the ring. There we see that cover right there in a 3 count. Landel wasn't able to make it into there. You know, I want to say something. Did we have some action or not?
We had a lot of action.
Did we have the action
We
or
had
not?
a lot of action.
I'm telling you, we had the action here today in that tag team match. Eli the Eliminator. Hey, what did he say here on TV? What did he say? He told you to shut up.
Yes, he did.
But I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to keep on talking because I want to tell you people to be back to the National Wrestling Federation next week because we've got more action for you than what you can shake a stick at. Because what have we got? Tell them, was it a good show today? It's going to get better next week.
You know, next week we see Blair taking on Greg the Hammer Valentine. That's going to be a real good match. And, of course, we'll see Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He'll be back here again.
Hey, we don't have any more time. What I want to say to you people out there in television land is a buenas noches, a hoochie cooches, and a so long, everybody. Yeah!